Hello everybody, welcome along to another daily blues lick. Now normally you don't see the top half of me because I just thought I'd get on with the licks, but today here I am from the top half up. So what I thought we'd do today is look at a blues rhythm, because we've been doing a lot of blues licks, and I guess this isn't really a lick, but a blues rhythm is essential to learn if you want to play the blues. Now normally you play a blues rhythm maybe like this, or some variations on that, and you can play the chords as well, and normally in the blues there's seventh chords. But here's the thing, if you do this for a 12-bar blues, and by the way, I'm assuming you know a 12-bar blues. If you don't, have a look at this little link here on my blues course. But I'm assuming for this you do know what a blues is. But if you did this, you're doing 4 bars of that and then the A and so on. It gets very, very boring. So I'm just going to show you today how you can improve that a little bit with adding some movement into some chords to make it sound a bit like more of a full arrangement. All right, so what I'll do first is let me play it through for you so you can hear how it goes, then I'll explain to you what I'm doing. All right. Alright, so there we go. That is a bit more exciting way to play a 12-bar blues, or some variations. We've got some moving chords in here. I'll explain what they are in a minute. Let me just teach you what I'm doing here and you can kind of learn it parrot fashion. So I've got an E chord, is the first chord. Then I'm going to move up. My first finger goes to the 2nd fret on the G. My 3rd finger goes to the 4th fret of the A, and I'm playing all the strings here like that. All right, now the 3rd and last shape, I'm going to slide up. I'm going to keep that finger where it is on the 4th fret. I'm going to slide up to the 5th fret, and this finger that isn't doing nothing, or anything I should say, doing nothing on the I'm going to put that on the 4th fret on the G. So we've got this. We've got this shape, which is an E. This I'll tell you about in a sec. 2 and 4, and then you're going back down. Now that's taking up 2 bars, all right? So if I did that, now at the end I'm just doing an E chord, but I'm hammering onto that G sharp, which is the 3rd of E, and then I'm playing, that's with a downstroke. Then with an upstroke, what I do is I'm playing the B and the E strings, all right? So I've got this. We do that again. Alright, so that's the E chord, that's 4 bars of E. Now we're going to do 2 bars of A, and for the A the shapes go like this. Regular A7, then we're going to shift up to 3 and 4. So 3 on the B, 4 on the D, then 5 and 5, 5 on the D, 5 on the B, then you go back down again. So that one is. Alright, then I'm going back to the E again for 1. So let's just recap. We've got the E, that's taking up 4 bars. The A is taking up 2 bars. That's 6 bars. This last E is taking up 2 bars. That's to bar 8, so we're on bar 9 now, which is the turnaround, the B to the A to the E. Now we're just going to fancy this bit up a bit instead of just playing the chords. So I'm going to do this. right, so this is open, low A, 1 on the A, 2 on the A, then I'm going to start to build the chord as I play. So I'm going to play 1 on the D, 2 on the G, and that's as far as we go up, so we've got this. Alright, then I'm going to play, put my little finger down here on the second, on the high E, and I'm going to play the strings of E, B, G, E, B, G. So I'll do that twice. Alright, so let me put that together for you. Here's the ending. That's 2, 1, 0. That 0 is the A, and that leads us back to the A chord again. Then we're going to play this little thing we did before. But this time I don't go as far as the 5th fret, I just go just up here to the 3 and 4, alright? So let me just play from that B so you can get an idea of how it goes. And the ending goes like this. Alright, so this ending is 3 on the low E, 2 on the D, back to 3 on the low E, so you've got this. Alright, then you're going to move that shape down, 2 on the E, 1 on the D, back to 2 on the E, and then 1 on the low E to open D, right, to the 1 again, and then an open E finally. That sounds really complicated, but if you watch it, it's easy. Alright, let me just show you my right hand here, if you can see that. Let's have a go. Alright, and now at the end, if you're finishing a blues, you can do that, I'm sure you know that. That's just an E7 chord, slide up 1, back down again. If you want to, keep going, if the, your other friend or guitar player is doing a savage guitar solo and you can see he's still going, and you want to go round again, you can do this B augmented chord. That's, by the way, how you can start it as well. So I just went 0, 1, 2, 1 on the D, open G, and open B. You can use that for a starting as well. Alright, so I hope that makes sense. What you've really learnt there is how to play this parrot fashion. Maybe maybe you've seen these moves before, and or maybe you've never seen them before and you don't know what's going on. That being the case, let me explain how I came up with that and where these little chords are coming from. So first, when you see someone do this, you think, what's going on there? Well, it's actually simpler than you think. I'm just playing up the kind of the scale in these little movements called thirds. If I do this in G for you, you've probably heard this before. If I play the G major scale, we're in E, I know, but I'm just going to keep it in G just to show you. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Right, now if you know your keys on the guitar, you know the first chord is major, the second is minor, the third is minor, fourth is major, fifth is major, sixth is minor, so the seventh is half diminished, and the seventh is, you're back to the beginning again. Right, now if you don't know that, watch my videos on the keys. But here is things country guitar players do. They do alright, so that's the G major scale in these things called sixes, 6 intervals, and they're a nice way to create movement in chords, or you can use them instead of chords, so you can kind of move up using sixes. They're a good idea. But So if we were playing a G chord, you could, you know, move. You can move like that. But we're in E. We're in the key of E. So now this note here that we're starting on, because of the way the guitar is tuned, the shapes are slightly different. You know, in this key. So what we're doing here is we're playing seventh chords, E7, A7 and B7. Now here's where it gets slightly confusing here, because when I did this in G, we're starting on the G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E, F sharp and G, which is all right. But because we're in the key of kind of E7, E7 is E mixolydian, so now we have to kind of work out what we're really playing here is E mixolydian sixes, which gets very confusing. But here's another way to think of it. What is E mixolydian part of? Well, if you know your modes, you know that mixolydian is the fifth mode of the major scale. So we just have to work out where is it the fifth of. It's the fifth of A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's an A note, that's an E note. Obviously if you don't know your notes, you'll really be stuck with this. You just have to take my word for it. A and E, alright. So E mixolydian has the same note as A Ionian, so which is the major scale, you know. So what we're doing here is when we play these mixolydian sixes, which sound very complicated, you can either think of it as that if you like that type of thinking, or you can think, oh really, you're playing the A major scale. So when I'm playing these chords, that's E major. If I play these two notes, really that's an A chord, because you've got an A note and a C note. And then here when I move up, this is a bit of a B minor chord. So when I'm going, I'm really just playing the A major scale, but instead of here's the A here going, I'm starting on that note, that seventh note just before it. And then that's where they're coming from, these here. When we go to A, it's the same thing. Now our starting point, we've got an A7 chord, so now we're playing A7 mixolydian sixths, or really, but where does that come from? A is the fifth of D, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so really A mixolydian has the same notes as D. If this is confusing, have a look at a video on the modes. You know, this isn't a lesson on the modes, I'm just showing you where I got these from. So really, if we played D sixes, there's a D note here, so if we went Do, Re, Mi, and I played it in sixes. But of course we're starting on this A7 chord here, which is really the kind of seventh there, isn't it? So that's where those little bits are coming from. Obviously you can continue going up the neck. It's a D, it's E minor, G, so there we go. You can continue going up, but we're just using bits of the chords there. So I hope that helps you. If you're not interested in the theory, then don't worry about it. You can just play, you know, the chords. If you really want to know what you're doing and how you come up with that stuff, that's how it is. You're playing mixolydian sixes. So have some fun with that, and good luck with that, and I'll see you on the next video.